And hello, everybody. Alex Graham here to kick off the first of what will probably become many ERDAS Imagine tutorials, random tutorials. First one is a very quick and simple one, how to create a custom sensor attributes file or .saf file in ERDAS Imagine. And this file would be purposed towards importing settings for a new sensor or a new camera that may not already have certain parameters such as wavelengths, specific wavelengths already in ERDAS Imagine. So we're going to go through the very quick workflow to do this, and let's get started. Okay, and let's get started here. First off, why would we want a sensor attributes file or a custom one in ERDAS Imagine? There's a variety of reasons. One, it's just easier to manage your bands, especially when you're working with multispectral imagery or hyperspectral imagery. But another reason is just when you're doing any sort of statistics or you want spectral profiles in particular, then it's useful because you will be able to build spectral profiles tailored towards the specific wavelengths, the center wavelengths of your sensor. So in this case, it can be very useful, and especially if you have a newer sensor and there isn't that information. If you go up into bands here and you look for your sensor, you can't find it, then you might want to create one of these SAF files. So we're going to go through the simple process and workflow. I recently got the MicaSense Red Edge sensor, and you can see some of the data right here. It's a 5-band sensor. So you got the blue, green, the red, the near infrared, and the red edge. And basically with this sensor, I don't like the orderings. So the red edge is actually the 5th band in the sensor for some reason. When if you order it in terms of the magnetic spectrum, pardon me there, if you order it in that way, you can see the red edge is actually right here. You can follow my mouse cursor right here. And then the near infrared just starts up around here. So when you actually build the spectral profiles in ERDAS Imagine, it's kind of backwards. So in this case, it's useful for me, but of course, if you have just a specific, like a newer camera, I know there's a lot of new cameras coming out for UAVs. The Sequoia is one that came out just this season in 2016. So you may want to import some of those settings into ERDAS to make all of your workflows a lot easier. So to do this, simply go into your PC. You want to navigate to your C drive, and you're going to want to go to the root directory of your ERDAS Imagine. So in my case, it's in Program Files, Intergraph. You guys can see I'm using the 2014 version. So I'm clicking into here, and in your root directory, you're going to want to find the ETC folder. So you're going to click this, and in this folder, there are already a variety of SAF files. So the easiest way to do this, instead of just creating a new one from scratch, is just to copy one of these original files and then paste it and then modify the settings and rename it. So we'll just do this quickly. Note that I have already created one for the MicaSense, so I won't actually create one here, but I'll show you the process. The Spot one is a similar multispectral sensor. So I'm choosing this. I copied it, gonna paste it, and right here you can see my copy. Gonna go in. Now I'm using Notepad++ to edit. I think you can probably just use regular Notepad, should be okay. But anyways, you want to edit it, and right here, it very simply, you're going to want to change the sensor name. So there's the sensor name in 2 places. One here, you'd put MicaSense. In my case, you would put MicaSense right here. You would keep that to wavelength, and then band units. For the MicaSense, I am entering the units as nanometers, so I would change this to nanometers. Band count, it's 5 bands, so I'd change that to 5. And I think you can see where I'm going with this. The values right here, this would be the center wavelength value, so we'll just go back here for a sec. you can see my center wavelength for blue would be 475 with a bandwidth of 20. Go back into here, I would put 475 with a width of 20, so on and so forth. I'd create a new line for band 5 as well, close it off with the parentheses, and then all you do is you go File, Save As, you'd name it, for example, mica sense2 .saf. Now I'm just typing it in as an example here. I'm not going to actually save it, but you get the idea right here. So not too difficult. After you have saved it, all you do is you would simply close ERDAS Imagine if it's open currently, and then reopen it, and we'll show you right here. You would go into your multispectral setting. That will only pop up if you have a multispectral image open. Note that. So you'd open it, you can select your sensor, mica sense, and you can play with the bands in this regard. And then if you wanted to build a spectral profile, again, you can see the one that I built. It has them in the correct order, finally. So that's it for this tutorial. Leave any comments below if you guys got any questions. Thank you very much.